Test, test, test. What's going on, y'all? What's going on? Let me know how we sounded. Let me know how we sounded. What's going on, y'all? What's going on? We got a couple setups we're looking at right now. We got to break them down in a second. We got a couple news events today too. We're going live with the members during the 30 news. I might move it to the 7 a.m. news as well because I do got a one-on-one session and I don't want to push it. So I might actually do the 7 a.m. news. But we're going to be going live during one of the news events. I'm going to let y'all know. After this live, it was going to be 8:30 or 7 a.m. But we have 8:30 and 7 a.m. news today. We got 7 a.m. GBP news, 8:30 USD news. We got a couple setups we're looking at. We're going to wait a couple minutes. Then we're going to start breaking some stuff down. So we're looking at GN for possible buys. We got a nice EN setup earlier this week. And right now we're right back to the previous higher highs. We did a nice retest the past couple of days, respecting 26.15 as support. We're currently breaking above and looking to see if we can hold 26.70 as support. We can hold 26.70 as support and turn it from resistance to support. We can look for continued buys going up to the highs here at 27.40. So that's what we're going to be looking at right here. We can also see possible GJ buys. If GJ can hold 198 as support, we can look for the same setup as yesterday, going back up to these highs at 198.50. Talked about GU last night with the members and the advanced play signaling. They would have took this setup. This thing's still going, which is kind of crazy. But we broke this down with the members last night in the advanced play signaling as well as University. And they would have held for the first move, would have been nice 1 to 5. Or we would have just held zone to zone, would have been nice, two nice 1 to 2 restore ratio setups. And this thing is still pumping. So I want to see the other GP pairs going to be pumping. Now, again, London session just started, and we already have a decent sized candlestick. Now, we do have GBP news today as well. So, like I always talk about when we have big news already take place before multiple sessions, we're going to see some consolidation or retracements happen, like we did on Monday and Tuesday, or we're going to see a normally large candlestick play out today. So, it's going to be interesting to see how GU plays out. Our new 15 just popped up, so let's see if we can hold this right here. Gold, I'm not going to really mess with. I'm just going to let it play out today. Struggled to hold that level as resistance twice now. It's rejecting again. So I'm going to let gold do it. Now, US30, we took a trade on US30 yesterday. It hit stop loss. But then, like we talked about in advance, we're sitting in the review of the trade. We talked about how we're still bullish. We expect to hold this level as support. And then last night I said, and also during the New York session, I said we can hold 43,040 as support. We can look for buys. The US30 is going exactly as projected right now. Again, like I always talk about, the first and last week of months when we have most of the news reports, it's the most difficult weeks to trade. But nonetheless, we still see that, again, a lot of charts are still going as projected. They're just not going as perfectly like usual because, again, like we talked about, a lot of the market structure. We got new higher highs or trends struggling to begin. And that's a big push right there. So I like how it's holding. I want to see if I can hold this level. If we hold this level, I want to go for either GJ or GM buys. And then we're going to see what New York sessions got for us after all the news plays out. Yeah, but GU is going crazy. Now, GU, you can still look for buys if you can hold 37.20, 37.25 support. You can look for 2 buys going to 37.60. But I already caught a nice move on it, and I got whipped out twice, so I'm not really going to pull the trigger on that. But again, that thing's just pumping and flying. So after the news, I want to see price hold 43,150 as support as far as US30 is concerned, and then we're probably going to go for the same setup we went for yesterday. Yes, I like this right here. So let me see if these can hold right here. Let's see what's going on in the chat. What's going on, my boys? See up in here? You sounding good? What about gold? Yeah, I'm not messing with gold today. I'm not messing with gold. But I'll tell you about it. But I'm not trading gold today, right? Because it's still back in reversal territory. So I'm not looking for anything unless we can hold 33.26 as resistance, like I was talking about yesterday on Tuesday. Tuesday did a nice drop. I failed to hold as resistance, and then yesterday I failed to hold as well, and it's kind of just consolidating. So I'm not going to mess with it unless it can break below and hold 33, 26, 24 as resistance. If we can see that happen, I'm going to go for sales. We're going to make down to 33.05, like we talked about on Tuesday. Or I'm just going to wait to see if it can break back above and hold 33.72 as support. And then I'll look for buys going to 33.90. Right now, I'm just going to leave it alone because it's in a reversal territory. So as far as right now, I'm going to be paying attention to GM and GJ for possible buys. And then after the news, or even right now, we see US rates right back to where we left off yesterday. So this is why I always tell y'all to, one, not over leverage, and always go for high short ratio incentives, but always go with the flow of price and review y'all's trades. Because again, if you're going with the flow of price, you're never wrong. It's either you got caught in a reversal or lack of volume. Again, US30, lack of volume, price rejected. Came back down to where I was at on Tuesday, right? And we go right here. Let's go on the naked chart. And this is why, again, it's important to understand the flow of price. So we're going to go on a naked chart really quick. This naked. It's not. Let's go ahead and get rid of this. So let's go ahead and pull out the price action technical analysis playbook. All right, let's go ahead and pull it out. And find it really quick. All right, just like the price action technical analysis playbook says, and again, if you're watching any of my trade breakdowns, where to go? I got a new trade breakdown dropping today, but if you watch any of my trade breakdowns in the trade breakdowns playlist on the YouTube channel, you see me post and talk about this all the time. So let me go ahead and find the screenshot really quick. Right? It says, in order for the uptrend to continue, what do we need to see happen? We need to see price break past the previous high, which gives us a new higher high. We also have to respect the support level the higher low is resting on. So again, we go back in time. We had bullish momentum. Price failed to hold this resistance level as support, which is why we saw price reject, right? But then also failed to hold the higher low support level as resistance, right? It tried to here. We had a new lower low, but then we saw price reverse back up. And then we look right here, this resistance level, right? We can see how this was rejected twice. Price failed to turn this resistance level into support, right? But then yesterday, this high got turned into support off the retest, right? So we try to go for buys off this high right here, rejected, retested. Now we're about to see possible new higher high come into play. And then we also see price right back where we left off yesterday's live. All right, so again, we got 7 a.m. GBP news. We got 8:30 USD news. Remember, I told y'all we was going to go live during the 8:30 news, but I'm going to switch it to 7:30 because I do have a one-on-one section like right at New York Open. So just to make it easier on myself, I'm going to do a 7 a.m. live. Right, so that's what's going on with US30 right now. So we're going to see if we can hold this low at support right here. And remember, this is why I always tell y'all to watch the videos and the posts I put in the channels, because again, If y'all want to watch that, yesterday's New York price watch or your last night's recap of the day, y'all could have caught this setup, made your money back here, or you could have caught these setups, made your money back here as well. But let's go back to GN really quick. So we want to see if GN can hold this lower right here. So if our confirmations are not met by like 5 a.m., we're going to wait till after the 7 a.m. 7 a.m. 8:30 news to take a setup. If we can catch a setup, if we can find a setup here that meets our confirmations between now and 4, between now and 5 a.m., I'm not against taking a setup. As y'all know, I don't trade or take setups as news is approaching. I can take trades before news and hold them during news if I want to, or I'll just take a trade after the news plays out. So that's what the game plan is right now. So let's go ahead and cancel this replay. And we're going to see how this next 5 minute plays out. So right now we're waiting to see if we can turn this resistance level into support. Just broke above this level. The London session opens, so now we're going to see if we can hold this level from the resistance and support. If price, looking at GBP New Zealand, can hold 26.75 as support, we want to look for buys going to 27.25. That's a nice retest right there. So we're going to see how this next 5 minute plays out. Got a new 5 minute about to pop up in a little bit. Yeah, that's a nice retest right there. Altcoins are down a little bit, but Bitcoin's still pushing. It's currently at 108. And again, I got new stock videos dropping for you. I got some lined up. I just gotta edit them. But if I watched the video I dropped recently, well, not recently, like a couple weeks ago, talking about those 5 ETFs, literally all 5 of them you should be up on right now. You should be up on all 5 of them right now. Let me show you what they're doing right now. I'm going to show you on your screen really quick. And I'm also going to show y'all again that when we actually go based off the charts, you can outperform even the percentages that we're talking about. Actually, no, because I got this 2 weeks ago, so this actually might match up. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Y'all should have got some dividends this week. Y'all should have got some, not last week, but the first week y'all would have bought that week I made the video. Before Friday, you could have got a dividend payout. Then you should have got at least 2 earlier this week on Monday from Ulti and Nvidia. And I think another one should be this Friday as well, if I'm not mistaken. I gotta double check. Alright, new 15 just popped up. So we got G and retesting. GJ failed to hold, so we simply just don't take the trade. Yeah, so we're just gonna pay attention to this one right here. Got alerts if US30 breaks above that level. So this is going to retrace some more. So we're still looking for buys nonetheless on this. We are bullish, but we just had a higher high get made yesterday. Hit another resistance level. So we're going to see if it's going to try to break back above again. So we're looking for buys. We could hold 198 as support. Look for buys come back up to these highs at 198.50, or if it retraces back down to 197.45, we're going to look for buys there. Again, we never retested and held this level of support. We just blew through it after we consolidated. We just blew through it. So we're going to see if price can hold that level as support. I really like how GM is looking as well. We can see a nice high get made today right here. Got GE going to retest as well. Yeah, it's simple. If our confirmations aren't met, we simply just don't take the trade. So we're going to first setup right here. I like how this is looking right here. Like I was supposed to show you all those screenshots. Let me go ahead and send them to myself real quick. If you guys got any questions, drop them in the chat. When we're looking at your charts, drop them in the chat. All right, let me go ahead and pull this. I like how this is looking right here. Let me make sure I'm not muted. Okay, cool. Right, so the other three, besides the dividends, are like up like 1 to 2%. These are the highest performing ones right now out of the five. We got at the top, which is surprised. I didn't expect this one to be the highest one, but like I said, Bitcoin is pushing. Everybody's back on the crypto wave. But Coney, which is an ETF for Coinbase, is up 14% for the week. But since I posted that video, because again, every video I post is stocks, crypto, all the stocks and cryptos I talk about, I personally have some. I'm never just gonna make a video about something that's trending or if I'm not in as well, right? So if y'all would have got in that same week that I posted that video, you could have had a buy price around a buy price around $8. You'd be up 23% right now. So I'm up 23% on this one right here. Again, you can see it's at $9.90. We got in at $8. You can watch that video. I'm gonna drop it in the chat. You will see that was the price it was at. And then Misty is doing good. Now I was expecting this one to do good. This one is the not MicroStrategy, the MSTR. Is that MicroStrategy? I think that is MicroStrategy. ETF is up 3% for the week. I think this dividends payouts either this week or next week. But we had an OT and the video payout on Monday. Yeah, so stocks are doing good. Altcoins are kind of down right now. But they were down last week. They went back up. And then Bitcoin's kind of floating at 108 right now. Five minute just popped up. So then we're going to Playmaker University. You see 5 a.m. I sent these screenshots to the members in Playmaker University. So obviously it wasn't a US30 setup. We broke that down earlier today. And the members, we broke that down in yesterday's video. So if you didn't watch the recap of the day video, make sure to watch that. So obviously that one didn't go as projected. But then we talked about GJ. Again, look at the market structure. Then we go to GJ. All right, 5 a.m. to 30, 3. Remember yesterday's live? I told y'all to wait for the retest. And we saw why we waited for the retest. And I helped y'all avoid that fake out. Look what happened the next hour. Did the exact move we was looking for. So if you wasn't yesterday's live, you know what I'm talking about. If you didn't watch yesterday's live, I highly recommend watching yesterday's live because there was good questions asked, and it was a good example why I always talk about waiting for retest instead of breakout trading. But again, we go to the screenshot. Same exact market structure to the left. You see the rejection, see price broke above. So we hold that support. We see the buy play out. See the buy went and play it out. Then we pull up GU. Look at the market structure to the left. We got our GU. Again, 5 a.m. is why I posted that screenshot. Did exactly like we talked about. And then last night, price did what we talked about last night with GU. Right, so we're about to hit TP1 on this. New members hopped in this, by the way. We're about to hit TP1 on this. But if y'all want to know the prices, because again, I always talk about in the stock and crypto videos, the best prices to DC and DC out at. So go ahead and drop that video in the chat again. Again, we dropped this 2 weeks ago. And just like most of the videos when I talk about stocks or crypto, y'all just jump in, you're going to be up. So again, I keep on telling y'all, this isn't like the trading strategy is a whole different thing. What I be talking about during these live streams is just market structure and understand how to read price, right? I'm telling y'all, this is how all charts work. Stocks works, options, crypto. That's what's called a price action technical analysis playbook. So we just hit TP1, so let me let the members know. Just hit TP1 on this. TP1 hit. We're up about 10 pips right now. And again, another perfect setup. Imagine if we would have went for a buy here because of a breakout trade. We would have took an unnecessary loss. We waited for the retest. Now price is pushing, right? It's still got a little bit of work to do, but again, you see why that patience pays, right? This same buy idea would have been valid, but again, just simply waiting for that retest confirmation helps you avoid these quote unquote fake outs and liquidity sweeps and all that shit. All right. We still got a little bit of work to do. We're about to see. We got this level of traffic we got to break through, but we're up about 10 pips right now. Again, we have 7 a.m. GBP news today, and then we also have the 8:30 USD news. Members, I said we was going to go live during the 8:30, but I have a one-on-one session like right after that, so we're going to do the 7 a.m. GBP news just to make it easier on my schedule. I do got a few things I got to do today. That thing's pushing nicely. Make sure to like the live if you have not already. If you guys got any questions, drop them in the chat. When looking at any charts, drop them in the chat. But who else is doing these lives like this, right? For free at that. Obviously, we have the exclusive lives where we go over stuff a lot more in detail with the members and students, but we go live every day, London session 3 UST. I give y'all projections every day. I look at charts y'all want me to look at. Completely for free, which is why I always talk about in the free signal room, free Telegram. Make sure to hit that first link in the description. I always say, we broke this down. If you're not watching the streams, check them out. And we'll do the recast of the week. That's why I always talk about if you're not watching and tuning in, you're missing out. Because it's called the playbook for a reason. So we're up nice right now. We're up like 10 plus pips right now. But let's see if we can hit TP2. I would like to see that hit before this next 15 pops up, but we'll see. It's a nice push. That's a nice push. So yeah, I'm not gonna let this. Being extra safe with this position too, until we get a little bit more candlesticks pushing our direction. But it's literally that simple, y'all. Right? GJ didn't meet our confirmation, so we didn't take the trade. GN met our confirmation, we took the trade. Right? And we got GU, same thing. Look, resistance can turn to support. Let's see, we hit TP2. We barely missed TP2. Wait. No, we hit TP2. Ask and you shall receive. Alright, so let's see what this next 15 looks like. It's nice one right there. Like I said, I want to see us at least stay above this right here. and we got this little traffic debate to the left. But I do like this setup. The news volume kicks in and continues to go with the flow of price. We can break through this level easily that we failed to break last time we was going for buys here. Because again, we go to the left. We went for buys here in the past. Um, as you can see, right? This was during May, so a couple months ago. This is where price was just at. It was going for these positions just right here. All right, new 15 just popped up. Damn, GU still going. God, I ain't messing with it. I already took money from it. I ain't messing with GU though, but that thing is still going. Oh my goodness, it's crazy. It's crazy work. But again, gold, like I said, I ain't messing with it unless it breaks above 33.74 which is support. Then we look for buys going 33.96. Or if we break back below 33.24, then that's resistance. We're looking for sales going down to 33.04. Let's see if we can break through this right here. You know, when you see stuff like that, it's like, man, why you had to retrace so much? Why couldn't you just fly up and do that move? Because that's exactly what I was looking for. But again, you always want to be safe. That's the difference between us and when people we talk about trading is gambling and risky. Because again, you can know what price is most likely going to do, but you don't know when it's going to do it or how smoothly it's going to do it, right? So, only thing you do know is how much you're up or how much you're down, right? So you have to make a decision then and there to secure profits, right? Because I don't know about y'all, but I'd rather make some money than be up some money, than lose some money, and all that crazy stuff. That's where all that revenge trading and then taking a bunch of charts all day, taking a bunch of trades all day comes into play. But yeah, my SL's on profit on that. So no matter what price does, I'm making some money on it. But yeah, it looks like these other charts are going to be chilling up until pre-New York going into New York session. If you guys got any questions, drop them in the chat. We're looking at the charts, drop them in the chat. We're going to be on for a little bit longer, y'all. GU still pumping. Looking at GN. Again, like I said, we got a little bit of work to do. Just floating between TP1 and TP2 right now. Gold still in no man's land. Yeah, so these other charts are probably gonna be chilling up until the news pops off. Make sure to follow me on Instagram and TikTok too, y'all. Y'all see it scrolling at the bottom of y'all screens. Instagram playmaker_way, TikTok _playmakerway_. Got some new videos lined up for y'all today. Shout out to those that found me on the other TikTok I got running. I gotta post some videos on there too. Kind of been slack. I gotta post some videos on there too. All right, y'all, new hour started. So we're kind of chilling. We're still flowing between TP1 and TP2. Again, everything still stands the same as far as what we're looking for. US30, we're bullish. We're going to be looking for the same set that we went for yesterday. If we can break about the whole 43, 150 as support, we can look for buys going to 43, 270. As far as the source on TradingView or WAND is concerned, because again, I know every broker is kind of off when it comes to the indices and gold, but usually when it comes to forex pairs, they're pretty much on point. Gold, I'm not messing with gold unless we break below and hold 32.24 as resistance. Then we can look for where the hell. One of my lows just disappeared. TradingView be trolling me unless I deleted it without realizing. But we're going to be looking for sales going at 33.06. GU, if it can maintain the whole 37.20 as support, we can look for buys going at 37.55, 37.60. But again, it's already did a big move for the day. And like I always talk about, when charts already did a big move and we're not even in New York session yet, we'll be too sharp to surprise if we see a little bit of retracing and consolidating come into play, or we're just going to see a normally large candlestick play out. DJ, we're looking for buys. We're going to look for buys if price can hold 198 as support. We're going to look for buys just like yesterday, going up to the highs of 198.50. Or if it retraces back down to 197.50, you can hold that as support. We're going to look for buys going on the way up. All right, y'all. Got a new video dropping for y'all today. Make sure to be on the lookout for that. Shout out to everybody in the live. Shout out to everybody who's been alive since the beginning. Shout out to everybody who's been alive since y'all joined. Make sure to hit that first link in the description. Join a free signal, free Telegram. If you're interested in how to identify these levels from a senior service or a mentorship program, you already know what to do. Go ahead and click those links in the description. Members, we're going to be live in a few hours. See y'all there. And yeah, we'll be back at the same time tomorrow, London session 3 p.m. EST.